So a couple days ago, last weekend, I played a Pro Tour course, a high-level Pro Tour course, for the first time in my life. If we're not counting the current renovations going on at Parma, my local course is going to be in a Silver Series. This is the first time I've played like a known staple on the Pro Tour, and it's a hard course. I played Fox Run Gold Tees and Brewster Ridge Gold Tees. I learned a lot of things about myself, about disc golf, and just sort of about what it's going to take for me to get to the next level. I want to talk about that a little bit. We're going to play here at Riverton, not quite as difficult of a course, and do 9 holes and just talk a little bit about what I learned, because I learned a lot. I really did learn a lot. And boy, has this tee shot gotten harder. I don't know if you can really see that well, but there's branches hanging down on the right big time that take away my line. Oh, it's so short because of the leaves. Definitely you can lose your putter type of circle 2 putt here. And it got held up by the tree. Let's go. So for the probably around 10 of you who've been following my channel for a long time now, you'll know that not only is this the first Pro Tour course I have played at, but it's also the first Pro Tour course I've watched. I went to GMC last year, did a little vlog, definitely not one of my best videos, but it was a really cool experience. And one of the big takeaways I had coming out of that event was, wow, I really want to play this course. I really feel like this is something that I'm capable of. I can come out here and actually play well on this course. And I definitely was very naive going to the course and practicing it, especially a lot of like the downhill shots on Brewster. You step up and look at it, and it's just a totally different thing. Not only when you're looking at it on a screen, but even when you're there in person spectating, you're not thinking about the shot that much, you're just watching them throw. When you go and actually play it and you're looking down the fairway, you're like, oh my God, this is one of the most terrifying shots I've ever thrown. Crazy amount of wind. I have to throw a big turnover because there's a Mando there. It's like 430 feet, massive turnover. I'm just gonna chuck a destroyer on Enheiser and see what happens. I haven't figured this hole out yet with this pin position. I bet it's gonna turn over way too much. Oh, that actually ended up being pretty good. It just lost some steam in the trees. I didn't really throw it that hard either. Man, so far the theme of this round is just landing way short after throwing into trees. I'm like 130 feet short probably. Oh, that almost went in. My God, the leaves are like so low. Look at that. Now, I found myself a lot of times throughout the tournament messing up on really easy shots that, like in a practice round or at like a local C tier, I wouldn't have any issue executing on. And I want to use an analogy to illustrate why I think this happens. So let's say you have a beam that's 2 feet wide, 10 feet long, and I put it on the ground and I say, walk across that without falling over. Yeah, that's super easy. I can walk across this, no problems. All right, I'm gonna take this same beam, raise it up 100 feet in the air, concrete below you, no net to catch you, everything else is exactly the same. Now walk across the beam. And I'm sure for most of you, you're gonna say, I am not gonna do that because that is terrifying. And that's pretty much in essence what I feel like I'm struggling with on these courses. It's not that they're harder shots than what I'm used to, but there's like a lot more things to consider. There's OB right, there's OB left, there's this tree to hit, and usually it's so routine, you're not gonna think about it, but as soon as you start to think about something like that, it becomes mind-bogglingly difficult. Like I can't throw a super easy chip shot with a putter 200 feet. I can totally hit this line right here, but it is one I get worried about sometimes, and there is a consequence of being in a really bad spot and not getting par. But I'm gonna try to just put it straight down the middle, get up there, have maybe a birdie look, but just hit the gap. A little bit right, but that was perfect. Wow, this ended up being way closer than I thought. I really thought I had like a 30-footer. Putting was actually one thing at this tournament that I had very little struggle with. I think I 3-putt 2 times. One was like a from the knee bid that I shouldn't have gone for, and then I got scared on the comebacker, and the other one was the disc slipped out of my hands because I was really sweaty and it was super hot, and I got nervous and messed up on the comeback. 2 3-putts, they were both pretty bad, but like other than that, I putt pretty well for the whole tournament. Now, I am gonna give myself credit where credit is due. I did not really get to practice the course to the level that I wanted to. I got to the course on Thursday at about 4 p.m. So I had 5 hours to do 2 Pro Tour courses, like practice all my shots, having never played them before. There were some shots I just knew I didn't have as much time. I would throw like 3 shanks and then throw 1 good shot and say, all right, that's what I'm throwing during the tournament. And when you step up to throw that shot in the tournament, you're thinking, all right, in practice I was 25% on this. The 1 shot I did throw, I only practiced once. Now I gotta hit it. Sometimes it worked really well and sometimes it didn't. I took a 10 on 18 my first round, but I birdied it the second round because I learned from my mistake, kind of knew what I had to do, and was able to capitalize on what I had learned, because when I practiced it, I just didn't get very good practice on it and was trying to get to the other course in time. So I was rushed. I was really rushed. So there is some level of, it's okay I didn't play that great. I was under maybe not the best circumstances. And we're just gonna try going straight at this one. Normally it's in a way longer position and still a 3. This one's a little closer, a little bit uphill, like 350. It was so bad. Oh, and my microphone came off. I'm telling you, it's tough to talk for like a minute and then step up and throw a shot. 2 turn, but way better. Now, see, when we're talking about comparing courses, to me, this is a total shank, and if I had thrown something like this at Fox or Brewster, I'd probably be looking at bogey almost certainly. Too easy for how bad that shot was. Something that I've been doing recently since I've been starting to play better is I thought, oh hey, like I might be in the running for winning or cashing. My last couple of tournaments have been only A tiers and B tiers, and I haven't been playing that well at them. I think a big reason for that is I've been looking at my score and other people's scores a lot during them. And so I've, after the first round, decided to just not look at scores at all. Brewster obviously was super difficult, but when I went back out to Fox Run the second time, and I didn't look at my score at all for the whole tournament, or the rest of the tournament, I actually ended up shooting my best round. I think it was like almost 990 rated. It was somewhere like 980 something. Oh, such an easy shot, 400 feet, a little bit uphill, straight at it. Well, I threw it perfectly, but the leaves are so low here that the green is almost completely not accessible. So bad. How do you even do that? All right, this lighting is weird, but I'm gonna throw this big turnover. There's no way I'm getting there with this wind. Too much? Is it coming back? I mean, you can't see it, but I just threw it way short. It's too much headwind. Another big thing I thought about during this tournament was how little lately I've been maintaining my health. I worried a lot about my health during the off season and just like being flexible, going to the gym, working on doing field work and getting more distance. But once the season started, I was mostly worried about just trying to play well, which is fine. I'm in a good spot, but I have really neglected going to the gym. I've neglected stretching, doing yoga. I haven't really been doing much cardio, and I haven't really focused on my mental health as much, just like meditating, reading. So that's something I really want to focus on coming up soon. That'll do. Something that I think goes hand in hand with like confidence and mentality too is consistency. I definitely can execute on every shot for pretty much every single hole. I mean, there's some where I'm kind of not really gonna get the birdie that much because it's just too much, but for most of the shots, I can get in birdie position. And what sets the best apart from the not as best is the best can do it all the time. And it seemed to me like the times when I didn't execute were just a lot more frequent and maybe even worse at times. And just being able to consistently do the same shots over and over with that level of confidence is something that I think I need to really work on, because there were times I would step up to a tee and I would just be thinking about, I'm gonna screw this up. So right here, I'm not even gonna think. I'm just gonna pipe this thing down the middle with a forehand, just aim right at that basket. Oh, sorry, I'm probably standing in front of the camera. I think I just threw it really well though. And this is something I've actually wanted to focus on, is actually extending and committing to my long range putts, like C2 or even outside C2. And of course I have no line to the basket, so I gotta straddle way out here. No way. What did I say? I just have to commit. I always think I can go putter on this, but it always drops too early, but I'm still gonna do it because it's fun. Oh, a little bit too far left. Oh, It actually was almost really good. Let's try the Envy. Let's try like a stand-up, like hyzer flip with weird swirly wind. I keep looking at my fingers and they taste terrible. I don't know what's on my hands. Oh, go in. Oh, I just hit the pole. I should have just thrown that the whole time. Man, look at how parked this is. So yeah, after playing those courses, they're really difficult. I feel like now going into some of my local courses, like this one, which is still pretty difficult, I just feel so much more confident having gone and conquered one of those courses, shot a decent round. I feel like I've learned a lot, and I've learned a lot about like what's difficult and what isn't, and what things I have to work on. It made a lot of issues with my game glaringly obvious. Like the hole that we're ending on here is a flex shot, which I totally screwed up. I think it was hole 4 on Fox. Both rounds just did not turn it over enough. I didn't trust it. I thought about it way too much. Went out into a field the very next day after the last round of the tournament, threw a bunch of flex shots, did them perfectly. It's mental, but again, it's not that I can't throw a flex shot, it's just that I don't practice them enough. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of valuable lessons I learned. And now going into these local tournaments, I just feel so much more confident than I did before, because as much as the other A tiers that I played were pretty difficult and the field was hard, the courses still weren't quite as difficult as these Pro Tour courses, as Fox Run and Brewster Ridge Golds. So having that experience, I have a whole new perspective on the game and on my game, and I just feel like I have so much to work on now, and I feel like there's like so much I can do, and I feel like I can conquer a lot more. So let's end off with a successful flex shot. We're not gonna kick off into the water like I've done probably like 4 times on this hole. Oh my gosh, I just yanked that so bad. You know what? I'm so confident. I'll do it again, and I'll throw it right. Nope. Oh, it kicked and then hit another tree. All right, one more. I'm always so scared to throw this shot because I don't want to lose my Firebirds, but we're gonna hit it. And I threw it perfectly, there we go. Well, maybe not perfectly, it went into a tree, but I hit the gap. I know this video was pretty rambly overall, but I feel like I learned a lot of things at that tournament, and I just got a lot of stuff buzzing around in my head for the past couple of days since playing it. A lot of things pertaining to that tournament and disc golf and all of this different stuff. So I wanted to get a lot of that out into a video, and hopefully you've learned a little bit of something from that. Or maybe this is just me learning things and everyone knows it already. But I feel like I'm a lot closer to achieving my goal now, having had this experience and learned the things that I've learned. So thanks for following me along with this journey, and I hope you continue to follow along as I continue to learn, and you can learn from me as well and teach me. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.